Oh boy. Are we live? Everything appears to be functioning. It says we're 1.0 seconds behind. Okay. No, it's working now. Let me pop out the chat over here. What I hate about popping out the chat using Pale Moon is that if you're using Pale Moon, it might not show the comments as they happen because I'm stupid and I have privacy add-ons on Pale Moon that end up making almost every single website non-functional. I forget exactly which one it is. It might be, was it U-Matrix? It's one of those. It's an esoteric privacy add-on I have on there. I have to disable it when I go to most websites because they make them not work. But at the same time, I have like exploding cookies, or self-destructing cookies, which is supposed to go around the problem of having to turn your cookies off everywhere and then turn them back on when a website doesn't work. It's supposed to get around that, make the browser more functional while keeping you private, but I'm stupid because I put other add-ons that end up making that add-on pointless anyway, because the websites don't work whilst using those other add-ons. I'm really down in the dumps tonight, I guess you could say. I don't feel particularly great. I've been trying to drink water, extra water, in order to deal with this kidney stone, but I'm not going to drink like cranberry juice or anything like that because I don't want to end up passing the stone. Drinking cranberry juice would probably expedite that process, but the stone is so big that it would pretty much be impossible for me to pass it. It's so big. Like, it hurts to pass kidney stones that are just tiny, but mine looks like the size of a rock. So there's an actual rock on the inside of my kidney, and that's not too fun. I'm gonna take a drink from my water here for a bit until someone shows up on the stream. Oh, hello, Trapped in My Psyche. I might change my username again. What are you gonna change it to? Yeah, I've thought about changing my username sometimes. The reason I like Star is because friends of mine gave me that name, so I changed it to Star. But I kind of don't want to change it because I feel bad. I feel bad for having this really poetic moment where my friends gave me this cool name and then changing it. But at the same time, Infinite Outlaw was given to me by a friend too. So I don't know how much it would hurt if I changed my username. I would want to change it to something unique. Something that feels distinct. Like, you only think of this guy when you hear it. Like, Hiding in My Room has that. He just says Hiding in My Room. There's no other channel that's called that. Infinite Star. No. It's too generic. I can't call myself something a 11-year-old on Discord would call themselves. Laneri would be mine. Lane Iri? I don't... Lane Iri. I think that's what you're saying. What's the new name you're considering? I have no idea. Maybe I'll do a poll. Straw poll or a suggestions on I'll try to get people's suggestions by doing like a fucking Google form or something. I have no idea. Uh, but I kind of like just having one word as my name. Like one of my favorite video essayists, YouTubers, comedians, whatever you want to call him, ER. It's literally just E semicolon R. And I used to be really, really into his videos, like obsessively into them. Even though he had only produced a few, I thought they were all so funny, even though I vehemently disagreed with much of his politics and kind of the way he presents himself. I really liked just something about how his videos were edited and this kind of anonymous feeling, this sense, this essence that he had. I remember when I first got into Mr. Cynical's channel, Mr. Cynical, otherwise known as No Name, I subscribed to him when he was at 400-ish, 600-ish subscribers. He had one video on his channel, and it was just this super dry analysis of Monster. But what was interesting about the video was that it felt like it was made on Windows Movie Maker in the year 2009 or something. That was the vibe I got, and it was because Mr. Cynical didn't really know how to use editing software, and his voice was kind of ominous. The thing he was talking about was kind of obscure, and I really liked that air that he gave off. Even though I didn't particularly like the video itself, I liked his essence. I liked the identity that I ascribed to what he had done. And when he released the Philosophy of Kreia, to me it had a very similar feeling. It was like, let's take this early 2000s piece of media and do it in an early 2000s essence, in aura. That's what he had, is that it felt like he was stuck in some kind of year, way before. And that was just the vibe I got. Like, I don't think there's any sort of obvious indicators in his channel that makes you feel that way. But what was striking to me, and what I kind of grabbed onto, was the fact that you really didn't know who this guy was. He just had the Rika profile, he had the strange sounding accent that sounded disconnected from one particular region or continent. He gets comments all the time of people saying, "Where are you from? What is your accent? I'm so confused." And I liked that. I liked watching his older live streams where you were really just starting to get to know the guy, where he was a mysterious figure, this person who wasn't like a cult of personality on YouTube. He was just a guy who existed, and I like that a lot. I like that vibe. I like that sense that you just either don't have a name, or your name is like one letter, two letters, three letters. Your name is just a word. I like seeing that, because in my mind at least, it gives off an air of obscurity. Like, I don't have the moxie or the marketing chops to name my channel something that's distinct enough for the algorithm to recognize it. I like that. It just feels nice when I see it. We're off to a lively start. Pretty comfy. Thank you. Yeah, I like using the snowball to do these streams. It just talking into it feels nice. I had a microphone that I used to really like using for comfy videos back in the day that had to have been from like 2005. It sounded like a lower quality version of a DZ Dog video. And that's another thing, is that I really like the way his videos are structured and the way he edits them, because it actually, like, everything about it feels like a 2007 YouTube video, and he's talking about 2007 YouTube videos, so it's great. I have a video about him that I made, oh dear, 2 years ago, I think? Might even be over 2 years ago at this point, where it was like one of the first analysis videos I did, and it was talking about that exact idea, conveying themes through uh, coherent aesthetics that represent what you're talking about in a sort of metatextual way. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, what was I talking about? Anyway, Luke Rothwell in the chat says, "What up, Star? Late to the party. Was watching one of your videos just before coming here. Nice, thank you." Um, you're not too late. It says on OBS that I've been streaming for like 10 minutes. And by when you sent that, I was probably streaming for like, I don't know, 6 or something. So you're not too late. But yeah, Iri is the girl from Serial Experiments Lane. I like that name and Lane, so I combined the two. That's my stage name for my music. Nice. Um, I like combining two things together and then turning them into a name. That's pretty cool. So just to go back to ER, like E semicolon R, that's such a distinct thing. Like, you never see his face. You just get kind of the vague OC of what he looks like. His videos feel very, very low down, like something you're not supposed to watch, but are extremely well edited at the same time. Like, it's not a deep web vibe, it's just an edgy vibe. But there's a flow to his videos. Like, I want to learn how to explain this because I don't know how to explain editing flow very well, just because even though I'm fascinated by visuals, I don't talk about visuals in much depth. I don't think about them in much depth. I watch a lot of people who do, but maybe it's not my analytical strong suit. But I want to learn how to explain editing flow because ER's editing flow is just so good. I wish I could edit like him. There's a feeling of movement, not fast pace, but every clip just feels like it works. It's very good. I don't know how I ended up talking about his editing. I don't know. He gives me this like anonymous vibe that's very cool. My friend has a stolen snowball because her classmate left it when doing a group project years ago. I might get that snowball and I'll be able to have a working mic for my PC when I start making things. Awesome. Yeah, whenever you start making videos, send them my way, and I will probably enjoy watching them because I desperately need more videos of people talking into a camera or a microphone who are weird. Because I'm very depressed and I like listening to those things, even if they're bad. I wonder if your friend stole my snowball. She probably lives nowhere near Oklahoma, but when I was living in Oklahoma, I had this snowball that I had since, dear God, 2016, I want to say, because my aunt bought it for me, or I guess was it around Christmas that year? Yeah, it had to have been. So it was around 2016 I got this snowball mic after playing around with Rock Band and Karaoke Revolution microphones and this sort of thing that I just had lying around my house. Certainly not the ideal microphones to be making videos with. And eventually I found this like headset mic that was really old that I actually preferred using even when I had the snowballs, just because I liked how low fidelity it was and how the quality had this static air to it that wasn't so staticky that it was bad, but it was, it was just bad enough to be comfy. I wish that mic still worked. I have it under my bed. Sometimes I plug it in just hoping it'll work, and then it doesn't, and I get sad. But I got that snowball stolen, as well as my 3DS. I think it was a 3DS. Yeah, I had my 3DS in that trailer park because we had just, like, my mom, my sister, and I had just fled from that home. So I left so much of my stuff there, and we ended up, that was the part where we started going all around the country that year to 5 or 6 different states or something like that. And so I ended up losing my snowball that way, as well as a bunch of other expensive stuff. I lost my copy of The Triflers by Mumkey Jones in that move, and I had to keep going from abuse shelter to abuse shelter to abuse shelter. I ended up on the street at one point. That wasn't so fun. But what was I talking about? Star, who was the cutest boy? That's a hard question to answer, because I'm not I'm not a particularly sexual person. Like, I don't experience sexual attraction the way that other people do. But I tend to think of cuteness as more of like a wholesome kind of air someone has. And I'll get to full Velcheka's question here in a moment because there seems to be a lot of misunderstandings surrounding that. I think I Red kind of outed me in a way that wasn't representative of what happened if you look at the screenshots of the actual messages, because he needed stuff to say on stream. But I'll get to your question in a moment. But I tend to think of cuteness as a wholesome kind of thing, like, you know, smooth skin, nice looking hair, a sort of jovial, not childlike feeling, but like a sense that this person is just happy, like they just feel good to see and are soft and stuff. And so I tend to think that Korean boys are the cutest. If you asked me a year ago, I would have been able to name a specific one, but my memory is really bad at this point. So I can't name you. I don't know why I liked Korean models so much. That was an interesting arc. Um, I guess when I learn Korean, if I ever go to Korea, I can become like the gay version of hiding in my room. I wonder if there's a word for that. Is there a word for people who like being in relationships with guys but don't like having sex? I gotta wonder. I gotta wonder if that exists, if that's a real thing. um, so to explain Fulvio Chekidgega's question, what there wasn't really anything that happened with Red. He just told me in his Discord server, and if you search up my name, you'll be able to find the messages in question. You know, just go to the search bar and eventually you'll find it. Um, C gave a heart in the chat. I give a heart to you as well. Homo romantic. I I guess that's what it would be. I don't feel particularly strong romantic feelings, not very often, but the one time in which I did experience romantic feelings at all was for a guy. So I guess that would be what I am. Um, so basically nothing happened with Red. He just said I had made a joke in his live stream chat where he was talking about Chihiro. He was talking about hiding in my room's wife, about how she just like takes after Red, or not Red, just takes after Daniel, and how he wishes he could have like a wife like her because she just takes care of him and pays for stuff. And I sort of half half ironically, half seriously said, "Oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna be like Daniel. I'm going to go to Japan and I'm gonna get a wife and they're going to take care of me and look after me and all this and that." Um, and I don't think he realized that what I was saying. I mean, if I had the chance, I would do it because it's a free place and it's just it's easier to do that than it would be to not. Um, he sort of misinterpreted what I said, because if you watch my videos like the "Why I'll Never Get Married" video, there are clear exceptions to the rule where the why I'll never get married is kind of a clickbait title. It wasn't being spoken in absolutes, and so um, I had the sort of exceptions that I would give for that is living like hiding in my room, being able to actually just leech off somebody, which would be really hard because I don't like interacting with people. So if I could get to that stage where I could actually interact with someone on a consistent basis enough to leech off them, I would have changed quite a bit by that point. But that was one of the exceptions. Um, and so he kind of took me out of context by saying, "Oh, so you want a wife like hiding in my room? You're being inconsistent, bro." And then I think he said something like, "You change your opinion every week," which isn't really true. Like, I I change my opinion when I come across new information. Like when someone proves me wrong about something, I'll change my opinion. But I don't change my opinion all the time. I only do it when I see evidence that counters what I thought before. And he sort of presented me like I just change my opinion on things all the time. And so I told him why I disagreed with that, why I thought that was wrong. And then that was about it. I didn't particularly get mad. If you read my message, I don't sound mad. I just tell him, hey, you don't have to make things up just to be able to give me this specific criticism, because I have changed my opinions on a lot of things, and that's a fair criticism to make. But I don't think you should have to make things up or take things out of context that I've said in the past in order to make that criticism. And if you go back through the server's history as well, and if you want, I can provide evidence for this. Uh, I leave the server many times. I've left that server many times. I'm currently not in any Discord servers, and it's just because I don't like being in servers. Most of my time on Discord, I have not been in more than like 2 servers, if any, and they're always really small. And Red let all of these normal fags in, and I've complained to him about this multiple times, that he let the floodgates opened and he let all the normal fags in, and it ruined the server. Me, Red, and Twisted, we would talk in there all the time, and sometimes Casium or or there was one other guy, Beast. Yeah, sometimes Beast would talk along, but mostly it was just the 3 of us talking, and I thought that was so much better because we could have real conversations. There weren't all these retarded shit posters everywhere and all these normies. He ruined the server by letting in all these normies. And so I've left multiple times because of this, and I've left multiple times in the past just because I don't like being in servers. It was the only server I was in. And I just decided there's too many normal fags in here. Why am I in here if I'm not even going to use the server? If there's no reason for me to be here, then why do I stay here? And so I left the server. But Red had sort of assumed that I left because I was like mad at him, which I feel like he should know by this point that I don't get angry. I almost never get angry about anything, or if I do, it lasts for about a minute. Um, he's been more rude to me than that in the past. Like, he was rude with what he said, and it was clearly a lie, but it it wasn't nearly as bad as other things he said in the past that I didn't even have a reaction for. So I think it was a little bit unfair for him to say that I was like mad, or to assume that I was mad. I thought he knew me better than that, and knew the context behind the situation better than that. But we talked about it like the day after the stream came out, because I watched back the stream and I just clarified it to him, and he just said okay, and then I said okay. It was pretty boring. It wasn't a particularly interesting conversation. He just needed content for the stream, and so because he needed content for the stream, he explained the situation as he felt at the time. Another thing about Red is that he gets pretty nervous when he's streaming, so he doesn't really think about everything he says, and he kind of just says them, which I can understand. Like, I'm not beefing on the guy. I think he just misunderstood my intention with my disagreement with him, and he misunderstood why I always leave the server. At this point, there's just too many normal fags. Like, I've left because of normal fags back when the server was at 16 people. Back when it was at 16 people, I left there because there were too many normal fags. Like, I've been saying that Lean Peen should be kicked out forever. Ever since Lean Peen went into Red server, I've been saying that guy should get kicked out, because he talks all the time about drugs, he talks all the time about traps, and he's obviously a normal fag. And I've told Red this over and over and over again. Kick that guy out. He's a normal fag, and he just won't listen to me. So, I just can't stand them. It's like, why would I stay in a server with a bunch of people like that? they're just annoying to be around. The reason I'm in a Denpa server is because I want to be around Denpas. It's not because I want to be around normal fags talking about how, oh guys, I wish I could do drugs right now. I wish I had cocaine right now in a trap to snort it off of. It's annoying. It's really, really annoying. Um, let's see here. Uh, I'm not gay, but I would like to have that kind of relationship with you. Also, hi. That's pretty based. I don't know what you look like, but I appreciate it. um, I just want to be happy, and I feel as though the person I would be happiest with is definitely a man. I want to be happier, I mean. I see. Um, yeah, no, it's relationships with guys are so much easier. They understand you more. There's more of a sense of respect and loyalty, and they're just easier to fall in love with. I don't quite know how to explain it other than that way. And of course I'm biased because the only time I've ever fallen in love was with a guy, but it is what it is. Um, Most Japanese women go for men who speak Japanese, I think, or at least some Japanese, especially if they don't know English. That is true. It seems to be somewhat of a marketing, what's the word? A marketable skill in Southeast Asia, especially to speak English, because people assume that you, and Southeast Asia meaning Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, those countries, to speak English because they view you as more wealthy. The fact that you have white skin because of American media and a history of European colonization and things like that make you seem like you're more prestige. Like you're higher on the totem pole in the world. And so white people, even if you look like terrible, you can, in a lot of Asian countries at least, get a fairly decent looking woman just because you're white. Like, I've seen so many of these guys that look absolutely horrible, and they're married to Asian women because they can just do it. But I don't particularly relate very strongly to the females that I've been in relationships with. I didn't enjoy them. They felt very dramatic, and I never connected with them. It was really, really hard. I don't get it. I haven't been in Red server for long, but I can really feel how not close the members of the server is due to all the normies. I briefly saw how close y'all were for the first week I was in it, but then it wasn't very active. Yeah, I think he's kind of going for a quantity over quality mindset. He wants a bunch of people in the server, but his two best friends, me and Twisted, left the server because he wants it to just have a lot of people. And I don't know if having a lot of subscribers on YouTube is just going to his head. Like, he just wants the attention from all the people because he wants them all to join in. I don't know. But it makes me at least a little bit sad to see that, like, one of my favorite places online got overrun by all these people who don't even get the server, who weren't even a part of it. Like, that was our server. That was our place. I talked there every single day with Red and Twisted. And now I don't have that anymore. Um, I don't know. I wish all those people would fucking leave. Uh, Sup, Niggy, I'm drinking. Nice. What are you drinking tonight, Sir Appleton? TFW Cyborg. Yes. Or is that For the Win Cyborg? It seems like all the people around me are either depressed, anxious, or both. Meanwhile, I'm perfectly fine and feel pretty good about life. It's a weird but humbling way to be. Well, I'm certainly glad that you're happy. I'm glad that you've been able to have a consistently emotionally stable life, and it's unfortunate that so many of the people are sad. I've spent my entire life being surrounded by people more or less who were really happy, and I always thought there was just something wrong with me. And so let's see here. What was I gonna say? Obviously, in this part of the internet I'm in, most people are depressed because I hang around the R9K folks and all that. That's another thing. I like changing names because the more I change, the harder it is for people to find me online. The real ones follow no matter what. Yeah, I definitely noticed a drop off in commenters when I changed my name from Infinite Outlaw to Star, and I there there are some people who just go. Um, I think it's an interesting thing to see, especially with being someone who has multiple videos on my channel telling you to unsubscribe. It seems like a kind of an appealing idea. Um, Evening Star, I'm Bryce from the other night. Hey, nice to see you. I don't really recognize your name, but I'm glad to have a reoccurring viewer. I apologize for my memory. Drinking vodka, feeling good, and also bad, because college is fucking AIDS. I can imagine. I really don't want to go to college. If I do go to college, I want to study history, but I don't want to go to college. I don't think I'd be able to do it. Um, and I know that bullshit that it was like, what is it? It's half the battle is believing you can do it or whatever. I know that's true, that part of it is, oh, just gotta believe, man. But unless they can give me like Ambien or something to help me sleep, I'm never surviving college. I just don't like it. Like, part of it is a cost benefit analysis where, like, okay, you may know that you have the potential. You may know that you have the potential to do something, but is it enjoyable enough or worthwhile enough to go all the way through with it? That's the question I ask a lot of the time. It's like, the reason I studied Japanese for so long wasn't because I just had sheer willpower. It was because I liked the act of doing it. And there were a lot of moments that I didn't like so much that I had to push through. But because I overall enjoyed the experience, I kept doing it. But I wouldn't have done it otherwise. Can you send me the photo? This photo? The photo on my stream? Is that what you're referring to? I could try. I could try finding Imgur or something. I actually don't have an Imgur account. Uploading it sounds like a lot of effort, man. You could just screen cap it from the video or download the video and screenshot it. My name is Bryce too. So many Bryces. Wow. I didn't. Lol Conrad never watched YouTube streams before this channel. Finally decided to anonymize my Google account. Yeah, I guess you had your first and last name before? That's pretty wild. You can just drop the photo into Imgur without an account. I think it's really fast. Okay. If you say so, I will. I have like thousands and thousands of pictures, so it's going to take me a little bit to cycle through all of them. The stream should be in HD. I mean, alright, let me see here. Upload photo, new post. Username suggestions. I made a Unikitty video in 2017. Was it 2017? Huh. And yes, I'm the guy who vomited when I thought of Digipro's face. I wish that was I wish that was more of a meme. Like, more people mention the fact that I vomited when I thought of Digipro's face. I think that's probably one of the funniest moments on my channel. Like, there was a comment on that rant he did that who was it? Anime Watcher paid for him to do about my video that I did about him. And like, one of the top comments was saying that that I've never seen a guy this proud for making a guy vomit before, or something to that effect. I thought that was hilarious. Thank you for doing this. Yeah, no problem. Here you go. There's the picture. Hopefully it works. Yeah, I majored anthropology because I love anthropology in terms of movements of people, but most anthro classes are literally history of witchcraft and African dance. I'm not fucking joking. Changing major to chemistry, but I don't know if I can actually do that or not. Hopefully you can become like Walter White or something. That would be pretty based. That would be a way to neat forever. You just become like a meth king. It'd be pretty based. No, anthropologists, those people are underappreciated heroes. Like real talk. The work that those guys do is unparalleled. It's amazing. The kind of passion they have for this very, very in-depth field of study. I've basically done a lot of the things that historians have to do, like searching for primary sources and looking at looking at absolutely every piece of information you can find in the things you read and this kind of stuff. I've tried to use the methodology that historians use for fact checking and for research, like to a T, or at least as much of it I can do on the internet and so forth. Um, so I've taught myself a lot of stuff about historiography just from being online, because I've been deeply, deeply passionate about it for several years now. Um, my notes are like insane. I have to keep notes now to keep track of everything. And I started keeping notes, well before, but now I have to really keep notes because my memory, you know. Um, I really need to get video recording and editing software again. Creative Cloud costs a lot. Um, yeah, it's just pirate Sony Vegas. Um, I don't I don't see a reason not to pirate. Sony Vegas is pretty easy to pirate too. Just look up a YouTube tutorial. Do you know what manga it's from? Thanks for doing this. I do not know what manga it's from. I believe I found this image on 4chan? Probably 4chan, I think. I want to live with someone but not get married nor have kids. There's only one person I would marry and I haven't seen her in 6 years. That's rough. Very, very rough. Um, I mean, you'll never know how you feel down the line. I mean, that's hypocritical of me to say because I made the video why I'll never get married. But I don't know. Maybe you'll find the spark again, or maybe you won't. It's very interesting for me watching um, how people's lives change and how their mindset changes over time. It's very, very interesting. It's history is always in motion. Like people can have long-term feelings and beliefs. I've had many long-term feelings and beliefs, but you never know when life is going to throw you a curveball and you just turn right around. I didn't expect to get this kidney stone. I came in to the doctor for an x-ray for back pain. I didn't think it was related to a kidney stone, but life throws you a curveball, and it turns out that you're going to have bombs going off inside of your kidney just to fix it. Um, I'm a 21-year-old heterosexual guy who's never been in a relationship because of various motives. Interesting. My favorite videos of yours until now is Why I'll Never Get Married. Very relatable to me. I'm glad the video is relatable to you. Um, I thought the video was really good when I recorded it. I liked it quite a bit. There's a number of people who don't, but I thought it was kind of like, it had a bunch of things that I've said in different videos all summed up into one video. And so that's why I'm pretty proud of that video, is because it summed up a bunch of different things that I've been trying to say in various places, and then I think it did them the best that I've done them. You know, I haven't explained them that well in other videos, so I just put them all into one, all those ideas into one continuous Markov chain, and it's like I'm glad people like it. I'm glad people are able to relate to it because I think it's a perspective that not very many people have, obviously. Um, TFW too depressed to do any independent study. But haven't you been like studying Japanese like insane or something? Um, 'Tis shitty just to lay in your bed for 7 hours a day. I kind of think that's comfy. I used to lay in my bed hours and hours every day for quite some time, what most people would consider an unhealthy amount of time, but I like doing it because I had most things I needed there. I could listen to podcasts, could watch videos. It was like a endless stream of entertainment. Even when I was depressed, it felt preferable to doing other things where if I felt bad, I could just distract myself with listening to something. In a way, I kind of, and maybe this is masochism, I don't know. In a way, I sort of enjoy the feeling of having your entire body feel like it's sunk into a bed. Like you're depressed or at least have very, very low energy, and your entire body is so tired from from not moving very much and from having a lower mood, that you just sink into your bed. You just feel totally intertwined with it. Like getting up takes too much energy. Having so little energy that the only thing you can really do is just listen to a podcast and lay there. And when you put the cover on, there's almost like a psychological feeling, like you're reminded of when you were a baby. You put that blanket on, and it was your sense of comfort. And there's like this psychological remnants that are still there from that it just still gives you that feeling of comfort you once have, and you're warm and you feel safe. It's something about that's really nice. Even when I'm in a bad mood, like I don't think it exacerbates the mood. It might keep it the same, but sometimes it almost makes it better. There's a book called is it called In Praise of Idleness? I believe that's the title. That I really want to read, where it's basically arguing for this kind of lifestyle to an extent. Really interesting. Do y'all think that Adobe Creative Suite is worth pirating? I've never used it before. I doubt I've ever owned a computer that would be able to use Adobe Creative Suite. Yes, 4chan is a good place to find sad photos. I agree. I go to R9K quite frequently, and they always have new photos there that are uniquely sad in their own right. I don't know where these guys get these things. It's what I have access to in school, in addition to some music audio workbenches I also plan on pirating. I see. I don't know. I haven't used any of these things. It sucks about your kidney stone. I mean, it is what it is. Part of me is kind of excited about the operation. I've had some, I guess, minor existential feelings, in the sense that I was kind of reminded, we're all gonna die one day, blah, blah, blah. And I started thinking about, hey, man, that's gonna, excruciating pain, that's what you're gonna get there. And I mean, I've already been getting excruciatory pain, but actually getting it removed, that's gonna be, that's gonna be, but I don't know, part of me is excited about it because it's a different experience, and it's one of those things where it's an interesting enough story to tell that even though there's going to be a lot of pain involved, I feel like the fact that I can make a video out of it is going to be worth it. Because my channel, like my channel, I talk about a lot of the same things on it, and being able to have that variety of going to the hospital and recording a video there and showing you more, what's the word, just a different environment than just me recording in my room or in my town. I think it'll be a good change of pace. See, what's the word? I had another thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, the hospital vlog. I was telling my mom about that just today, and she thought I was crazy. She thought, why do you want to share your kidney stone operation with, potentially hundreds of people on the internet? And I laughed about it so much. It was great. I don't know, man. It'll be a change of pace. God damn it. I refuse to concede to this. And in the same sense as well, it's going to be really interesting to experience that level of pain, because I won't get into too many details, but I've experienced a lot of physical pain from certain things that have happened to me before, as well as emotional and psychological, quite horrible things that have happened. And those were pretty horrible at the time, but looking back, they're just so interesting that those things happened. I don't know, there's almost this masochistic desire that I have to have these things. I don't know, it's difficult to explain. Let's see here. I don't think you'll be so excited when you're pissing out all those rocks. That's the interesting part, is that because my kidney stone is so large, what was communicated to me was that when they use the electro explosive thing or whatever to explode the rocks inside of my body, most likely I'm not going to be able to piss them out. So one of the things they're probably going to have to do is put a basically take a tube essentially that has a camera on one end and then a laser on the other, and run that tube with the camera and the laser through my genitals. And as they're running it through my genitals, they'll be able to see inside on the camera and then use the laser to destroy the pieces of the stone that are too big. Potentially, one other thing they might have to do is stick a different kind of tube into my genitals that'll have to be there for, possibly a week or something. And then, this is interesting, my dad communicated this to me, is that when he had, I think it was his second kidney stone, is that they run that tube through there, and when they need to get it out, they just yank it out. Like, they don't even tell you at the right time that they're done. Like, they actually lie to you that they're finished with the process. And like your body squirms around and it hurts really bad to put the thing in there, but they just yank it out. Like it, I don't know, when he communicated that to me, it sounded very interesting, to say the least. um let's see here, so many things. Um, Rocks, pebbles, surgery is so damn scary to me. I guess maybe one of the reasons why I'm not very afraid of surgery is because I had heart surgery at 10? 9, 10, or wait, no, it couldn't have been 9. It was either 10 or 11. For my tachycardia, they had to do an ablation on one of the heart valves that I had messed up, and so they did that ablation, and now my heart's functioning relatively, it's doing pretty well now. My older brother had a kidney stone earlier this year. You'll be well. I think I'll be okay. The one point of concern is the fact that it's over 9 millimeters, and so they have to do extra things that they wouldn't typically have to do if it were smaller. Like, you can just pass the kidney stone if it's like 4 millimeters or 5 millimeters, but mine, I can't pass it because it's the size of a rock. Um, I would spend more time in bed if I had a twink to squeeze. I agree. I did this video, it had to have been 7 or 6 months ago. It was on why I really love hugging people. And I've tried to find a way to explain this, is that I view physical affection as an act of solidarity. And that's very important. That's an important distinction to make, is that many people associate physical affection with, like, romantic love, or these deep feelings of friendship, and those can be part of it. But I see it as, me as a human being. I'm expressing my solidarity through the willingness to touch you, because I don't like touching people. I don't like people touching me. I'm kind of averse to it. It's strange. I don't know why I'm like that. But it's not something that I actively seek out. And so the fact that I'm, willing to go up to you and I'm to say you're my friend or you're my partner, and give myself to you in that way, I see it as like you have solidarity with someone. Like, they're special enough to receive that. And I mean, I've given hugs to, like, strangers and stuff, trying to comfort them, but it's not the same as having someone who that there's a context that you have with them. But it would be comfy. Like, it isn't even just about the more intermittent emotional aspects of it. There's just comfy to having something. It's like having a dog. Oh boy, I'm comparing twinks to dogs now. I'm about to get my door banged down by the LGBTQ community, but like my dog, I love just holding my dog, just having my dog there and feeling that he's gonna be here for like most of the day with me, and I can just hold him. It's nice. It's really nice. Um, if you came across a phone number online of someone you liked, would you message them? Especially if they don't have social media and you lost their contact information years ago. Um, I mean, I don't see a reason not to message them. Like, if you have the chance to do it, just do it. It's a butterfly. Nice. I did notice that you had a butterfly there. Um, yeah, maybe technically a pebble, but I'm sure it'll feel like a boulder coming out of your dick. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I've listened to my doctor. She told me the big doom and gloom about it. That there was that it's probably going to be more painful than like childbirth. I know all that. I know I've experienced pretty bad pain from it just having it, but when it comes out, that's going to be next level, like excruciating. I know. Um, but what's the other thing? It was interesting because when the doctor came in, like the entire room, my mom and my dad and her, like there was this big sense of doom when she announced both that I had a kidney stone and how large it was. Like everyone put on a sour, somber face immediately. And the one reply, the way I replied to her was I just said in my calm voice as I do, interesting. I just said interesting to her, and I feel like nobody in the room was prepared for that. She started going, okay, now please don't get worried, everything will be okay. And I said, no, there's no reason to say that. So I don't know. I don't know why I find that funny. Interesting. Um, let's see here. Are you from ComSir at XI? Who? I'm confused. COMM. I don't know what that is. If I had a kidney stone, I'd probably kill myself. That seems like a pretty bad reason to kill yourself, not gonna lie. Then again, I've tried to do it for more dumb reasons. Cute twink, happy face. I don't know who he's referring to. Who's the cute twink? Um, should I send the message? Yes, do it. If there's someone who you have romantic feelings for, don't waste time. Just let them know. Maybe have like a little bit of a plan, hang out with them, try to foster a sense of love from them from just being a cool guy. But otherwise, just tell them. There's no reason not to. Like, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose by just saying it? Um, through the pee-pee, dude, that's scary. I mean, eh? I don't know. Let's see here. Good lord, modern medicine is just a bunch of crazy sci-fi garbage. It's pretty based. I like it. Heart surgery passes out. Yeah, that's true. I've had the same associations, so I didn't hug my one romantic partner much at all, yet simultaneously, I haven't any friends who would hug me on a regular basis either. It's interesting because my parents never really gave me much physical affection at all when I was a kid, and so I think maybe that's one of the reasons I'm so averse to it, and I only really want it in specific situations. I don't know. I think it can simultaneously cause a big desire to have it and a big desire to not have it, if that makes sense. Like, you're not really conditioned into physical comfort if your parents don't do it at a young age. There should be therapy twinks in the same way some places have therapy dogs. That's pretty based, I agree. Um, let's see here. I don't know about holding the dog thing. I've had a GF that I loved and a cat, and holding my cat can't even come close to that. Um, I've had more emotions from holding animals than I had from holding people or touching people. I think, like I always say that my dog is my best friend. No friend that I've ever had has meant nearly, it does not come close as much as my dog. It just doesn't. I mean, most of my friends, if the situation came down to it, I'm not going to do this. If the situation came down to it and I was somehow compelled, somehow forced, I don't think I would feel a single emotion shooting them. I just don't. But if I had to shoot my dog, there would be quite a lot of pain. And I always get very emotional when I have a pet that dies. I cry a lot. Sometimes it's like several days I'm depressed. I've been depressed for several months over losing certain pets. Like when my dog had a seizure recently, I cried so much for like 2 hours just from seeing him have a seizure. And I don't ever do that with people who are suffering. I've seen some pretty horrible stuff go down IRL, in the physical emotional department with people, and I just didn't even react. I didn't even particularly care. Now, of course, ethically, I did the right things in those situations, most of them, and I did what I was supposed to do, but morally, did I feel anything towards them? No. Hey, Russ Valentine. Who is Russ Valentine? Star, you're describing the second to last arc of a K-drama. I think he's referring to the kidney stone surgery. That's pretty based. Um, let's see here. What's the least creepiest way to send a message through? Should I start off by saying it's me, or asking if this is her name? And if she asks how I got the number, what do I even say? I mean, I feel like you should go to someone who's more socially inclined than I am. I'm kind of an autist, so I don't really know. Um, I I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say just do what's in your heart, but I consult a number of people first, and then try and I don't make a spectacle out of it. Be just be yourself. I don't know. I'm giving contradicting advice. I have no idea. Interesting, lol. Dr. Star, you're going to die. Interesting. Yes, very interesting. I meant the last one to be start too drunk for this. That's pretty base. Um, I'm beginning to realize that's pretty based has just become like an inherent part of my speaking patterns. It's like saying oh shit or something. I just say it. Uh, I say it all the time. Um, let's see. What was I gonna say? Uh, Let's see. When AFK, sorry if this is a repeat question, when is the kidney stone procedure going to miss your videos while you're gone? Well, first of all, there's a little app called KindMaster on my phone, and I should have my phone with me, so while I'm in the hospital, I'll be recording videos there. There might be doctors shuffling in and out. Hey, maybe I'll get them to say hi on the YouTube video, but I'll most likely be recording and uploading videos in the hospital, so I don't you don't need to worry. I don't know when the appointment is going to be. They have to set me up there. It's probably sometime in early December. Yeah, it's same for me. Affection and physical contact is kind of weird and scary. I don't find it scary. Um, I just it's there's just a general aversion to it that I have. It's not like a fear or an anxiety, it's just a general lack of interest. It's very normy to repent feeling remorse and compassion for a loyal dog rather than a fully conscious asshole human who, yes, feels more pain than the dog. I'm basically saying dogs are superior to humans. They can dom my GF, even give them human rights. I agree. Um, yes, Tramp Stamp is very big. I'm very happy to see Tramp Stamp in the chat. I haven't seen this man in so long. He's one of the most like based individuals on the internet. Not even joking. I love this man. Um, do you get to skip school for your dick blaster surgery? Is this surgery worth missing school? Hey now, Sir Appleton, I'll let you know right there. Anything is worth missing school. You could shoot me tomorrow, and I would say it's worth missing math class. Okay, maybe not that much, but most things are worth missing school. So yeah, I mean I'm pretty excited about it. Like I said, it's shove the tube in there. Let's go. Um, just joined. Have you ever fallen in love? Yes, I have once. It didn't last very long. I just kind of stayed in the relationship because I was obligated to. And by the time it ended, I ended up losing a lot of friends, and the medications I was on certainly didn't help. I was experiencing some really severe emotional and psychological effects from those medications I was on. But yeah, it ended pretty badly. But I did, at least for a little while, feel pretty intense love for that one guy, and ever since him, I haven't really fallen in love with anybody, and that, all things considered, that was a fairly recent outing. We're talking 2018-ish, around there. And it was the first time I had felt love, so Um, I can't I can't really think of any other examples. It's just not something that naturally comes to me. Um, and I don't know, maybe I've suppressed the sort of romantic side of myself ever since losing that relationship, because there were some sort of traumatic things about it, I would say. But the feelings for him were very intense while they did last. Um, I made a lot of mistakes there. People are crazy. Cat emoji. I see. Um, what's more aesthetically pleasing, a YouTube in native 4:3 or black bars to turn 16 by 9 into 4:3? Obviously native 4:3, because if you if you turn 16 by 9 into 4:3, obviously you're going to have to cut off the sides, and parts of the image that were meant to be shown to you are just going to be gone. And if you squish the image down by like going into Sony Vegas and turning the height into like 1440 or something like that, and then applying that to the video, um, then you're just going to have squished down video, which isn't going to look nearly as aesthetically pleasing. Granted, I've done that with like newer anime. This is a strange anecdote, is that with newer shows, one of the things I used to do, because I really am this autistic, is I would take the 16 by 9 video, put it in Sony Vegas, and squish it down to 4:3, and then burn it on DVD discs, like actual, like I'm talking about DVD ROMs, and then I would put them in a DVD player and I would watch them on the 4:3 television like that. Absolutely bizarre. At certain times, the subtitles were so bad that you couldn't even see them on that TV because it was 480i. I don't know why I do things like this. Learning is good. I agree. Not at school. I don't like school. Oh yeah, I meant to ask, how the fuck do you not have constant concern when you literally piss blood? I would be freaking the fuck out. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I thought, maybe it's just a side effect of me drinking too much, or I don't know. I thought maybe, oh, it might be a urinary tract infection. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Um, I don't really know how to explain it in words. It was just the reaction I had. I just moved on to something else. There were more interesting things to do that day than sit down and research every single reason you could perhaps be pissing blood. Um, you're weird but interesting. Thank you. I appreciate it. I wish I wish I could find. I wish I could find a QT. What is the word? There's a set of numbers that they use in that meme. I don't know what the numbers are, but I need to find since all of you in the chat have sold me on Twinks. I was already sold on Twinks. I need to find one. I need to use my Rainbow Six operator skills to go into bushes and search for them. Let's see here. QT 3.4, that's the word. I need to find a QT 3.4 internet twink. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, guys. It's one day. I had a similar thing with music. For some reason, I didn't give up on burning music to CDs until last year. Interesting. How are you trans? I mean, I don't particularly believe in gender as a concept. If you want to call me trans, you can. I don't really identify as anything. It's like that Eminem song, "I am as you say I am." It's so I don't quite understand the nature of your question. What was the it was Tramp Stamp. How are they going to get the stone out, buddy? If it's that big, is it going to get lasered and sectioned to get out? Yes, most likely. They're going to have to stick like a laser in my dick. And there's a camera on the other end of it, so there's a camera on one side, and then there's a laser. And they use the laser to blow up the pieces that they couldn't destroy with like the electric sound waves or however that works. So most likely, yeah, because it's like the size of a rock, you know? You don't know pi, bro. No, I know pi. I just didn't remember what the meme specifically was. The thing that forced it was the new car I'm sharing doesn't have a CD player anymore. I see. Yeah, CDs are cool. Happy face twinks are cute, I agree. Find a QT boy with a jiggly butt. I don't know how I'll do that. Um, you can trust weird people because you know they're being genuine. There's no reason to lie about being weird. Like you look at someone like hiding in my room and he's clearly lying in a number of his videos. Especially recently with this wife stuff. Like I saw this coming a mile away. I've been saying that hiding in my room is lying for quite some time now, but his old videos used to be so much more genuine that I just kind of watch him for the nostalgia of his content. Um, and like you can tell when a normie is trying to be weird. Like when a normie tries to take on like the base level elements of autism and what are considered to be mimetically strange, there's not very much creativity to it. And I love the man. I love Daniel's videos, but you can't deny that his form of autism is not very creative. Like you could think up this kind of autism in an afternoon. I think the kind of autism that you can absolutely tell is real, that is so weird that it's like beyond belief, is the quintessential expression of it's you couldn't make it up. Like when you get those, like, I don't know, 40-year-old moms that say truth is stranger than fiction, or it's so strange I couldn't even write it down, I couldn't even make it up. That's what I think of when I think of like the really autistic people. There's a lot of the time there's like a simultaneous form of self-awareness but also a lack of it that's really strange, or sometimes there's too much self-awareness and sometimes there's too little. It varies all over the place, but I think how strange the person is and the kind of strangeness largely defines how you're going to be able to tell if they're being genuine or not, and how much they do it. That's one of the other things. Rainbow Six operator skills, LMAO. Yeah, it's I'm glad you appreciated that one. I'm gonna be an MI6 KGB agent. I'm going down low here. Star laser dick. Yes. Um, let's see. I know a person who's still fighting the good fight and listening to music on portable CD players and flimsy headsets they come with. That's pretty based. I don't know why they don't own a Walkman, because owning a Walkman and burning your music to an empty cassette player is actually the ideal form of listening to music, in my opinion. Do you guys know Bulldog Eyes? Bulldog Eyes is one of my favorite, like, lo-fi rock pop, I don't know what you would call them, sort of emo-esque musicians. That emo is, it sounds like a bad term, but in their case it's just relatively sad lyrics over a lo-fi tracking. They make some of my favorite music. I really want to listen to them on cassettes. I know they haven't sold cassettes because they're a relatively obscure Bandcamp user, but I want to make Bulldog Eyes cassettes. That's one of my goals. Do you drink soda, my friend? Got a kidney stone from drinking too much soda. I almost never drink soda. Like, I meme about Monster energy drinks in my videos, but I don't even drink Monster. I don't drink any soda. The only thing I drink is water, which is one of the reasons why getting a stone is so surprising to me, because I constantly have been drinking water for like 5 years. I don't know what this is about. If I'm always drinking water, then how the fuck did I get a kidney stone? It's really bizarre. Um, Salute, bro. You will have endured a true man's torture after this. Whenever you see gore webms, know that you have suffered a laser to the dick, which is worse. Very bait. I'm gonna give Tramp Stamp mod. See, it's this guy. He puts so much creativity into his posts. I love this man. Hiding in my room has gotten really popular. Man, the older videos were better. I agree. 2017 Hiding in my room was the best Hiding in my room, because even in like the affectation with which he spoke, he sounded so autistic. It was next level autism. It was autism to the degree that it wasn't next level, but I'm kind of exaggerating. His autism was clear, and his videos were mostly just him like walking around his town, complaining about his job. 24 minutes of talking about how he relates to Elliot Rodger. You had the sense that what he was putting in his videos was real, And yes, I have listened to Crywank. I am a fan. Not as big of a fan as I used to be, but I am a fan of their music. Um, like, you had a better sense of what he was doing was real because it wasn't sensationalized. It didn't have the clickbait titles. It wasn't edited in a clickbaity kind of way. There weren't constantly, drama and this sorts of things. It was just him talking, being autistic. And I think the people in his comment section caught on to the fact that he was that autistic, and he turned it into a YouTube character, into a kind of meta-narrative that he weaved in order to garner a larger following. I mean, his most popular video is called Why I Have No Friends, which ostensibly and in practice is a completely genuine video. But if you look at the comment section on that video, scroll down a little bit, people are actively looking for more videos that are like that. Go a little bit further. Some of his most popular normal videos that don't have 1 million views are videos of drama with his wife. So, make more videos of drama with your wife. He emphasizes the negative aspects of his personality and the things that are sensationalizable in order to garner a larger following. And I watch his videos because every now and again he does make a genuine video that has emotions to it, or is at least interesting. I like a lot of the visuals in his videos. I consider those to be comfy. But he's obviously being fake with so much of his content now. And that's the distinct difference from his old videos, is that they were very real. They were meant to be real. And so, let's see here. What's your opinion on Digibro attempting to rank how autistic people are, and media are in, like, the tier-like manner? I watched, like, 15 minutes of that video. I didn't finish it. A bunch of people have asked me about that. I didn't have the energy to finish the video. It's probably a great video. I haven't sat down to do it. Yo, that's an idea, see. I want to downgrade my phone to a flip phone. It's $100 with Mitro PCs. Yeah, downgrading a phone is good in the sense that it'll distract you less. Man, a Walkman. I'd love to own more retro tech, but dipshit boomers sell this monetarily worthless shit for $100 on eBay because they know what they got, quote unquote. I find that very bizarre. I mean, you can go to like a thrift store and find one pretty easily. They're not obscure items. Like, everybody had a Walkman. I love BT Bam. Nice. Emo music is oddly jazzy at times. It is. I like the feeling. I heard a recording of him taking a cell phone from a petrol station. It was fucking hilarious. That is pretty based. Have you ever been to a party? Other than like events like family gatherings, no. The only, I guess you could see, this really doesn't count because I was never invited by like any actual like IRL people. I went to a family party. It was like a birthday party. And was that, let's see here. No, the first suicide attempt was when I was 10 years old. But when I was like 12 or 11, I tried to drown myself in this family pool in a different part of Tennessee, and I was taken out. Unfortunately, I don't really know. Maybe if I killed myself when I was 11, I wouldn't have a kidney stone. But I tried to drown myself at that point. Let's see, what was I gonna say? Walkman was just an example for retro tech. I see. Lots of good CRTs are sold for really retarded prices online just because some boomer heard that retro gamers want them. I've seen on Craigslist, like, actually rare CRTs go for nothing where I live. Maybe it's because you're in a different part of the US, but in the South, nobody knows what they have. So they just sell it off. Can't even keep track of my own suicide attempts. It's like I have to tally them up with a piece of paper. It's amazing. This is how bad my memory has gotten. Don't do drugs, kids. Winners don't do drugs. Ronald Reagan was right. The war on drugs, the only mistake that occurred in the war on drugs was not doing it enough. In the cities, there's always someone buying them. That makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of hipsters in cities. I mean, the larger a metropolitan area is, the more hipsters that are going to congregate there because they can talk to each other and they see the more trendy small businesses and this kind of stuff. And there's just more people, so there's a higher likelihood of any kind of person showing up because of the more dense population. So there's always going to be hipsters in cities, and because of supply and demand, blah, 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 you're going to get people who want the supply, the demand goes up, and therefore the price. Amazing. Economics 101, 10 out of 10. I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, God, I want to kill myself. I'm drinking a jug of water. I always have a jug with me now. Oh. I started this stream because I was pretty depressed, and then when I actually started doing the stream, I wasn't depressed anymore. Because like when I started out this stream, I felt so bad, and it just goes to show that like the way that I always turn things around and fix these problems is literally just by making a video. And I've talked about this so many times, but I think videos are like the only thing that makes me happy almost. Well, not the only thing. I like music, I like video games and so forth, I like reading, but they're the only thing that like brings me a significant enough amount of joy to completely turn my mood around when I do it. And sometimes I'm too depressed to do a video, but by and large, like, it's the life and blood of my body. Like, it keeps me going. It gives me a sense of hope. There's always new horizons, new things to do. It's always going to be enjoyable. And I've been doing it for almost 7 years now. And you think about that. If you go to my secondary channel, which was the original channel that I started out on, if you count the time in which I began there, I've almost been doing this for 7 years. Amazing. This channel I've almost been doing for 5 years. So I'm about to hit 5-year club in February of 2020. So kind of amazing. I mean, I've been making videos before the internet, long before the internet. Before I was on the internet, I should say. And I obsessively did it back then too. So many hundreds of videos I recorded from age 7 to age 10. So many. I was really, really obsessed. I mean, before I had a camera, I'd make these little fun audio recordings on this hand audio recorder that my mom had. I would make these little stories, and I would make stuff up and this kind of stuff just to play with audio. I just liked telling stories through media. So I've been doing this for so long. I mean, think about that. In 3 years from now, or 3 years from 2020, I should say, I would have been doing it for a decade. Think about that. Decade's a long time. 7 years is a long time, but a decade's a long time. 5 years is a long time. And that's just this channel, you know? Let's see. Wow, I wish I was where you are, where just a cursory glance at an OfferUp or eBay and I can find multiple listings of random, actually bad CRTs for $200 listed as retro gaming TV. Yeah, most people here don't even know what retro gaming is. I don't go to eBay to look at CRTs, I just go to Craigslist. Craigslist is a good source. Creation is a pleasure that very few things can rival. I agree. It's the life and blood of my existence. People just like laboring on things that feel like they're theirs. Like, one of the first things a child does, you think about this, one of the first things a child ever does is show you a picture. They draw a picture. It's the product of their own labor, the raw materials that they have around their house and their room and so forth. They draw a picture using their foresight, their mental labor, what is in their mind, and their emotional labor, what is in their heart, to use those materials to materially create something that exists in reality. The product of material labor. And when they do this, they feel a sense of pride for what it is that they've created. They can look at it and they can go, wow, this is my picture. I did this. I used these general factors, and I made something that wasn't there. I took something that was empty and non-existent, and I made something out of it with my mind and these tools. And the young child shows the picture to their family. They're proud of it. They want to show it off. They want people to know that they created something. And that's one of the first experiences you have when you're a kid. If it's not drawing a picture, it's making something. And from a very young age, we like to make things. We like the products of our labor to be, in some sense, attached to our sense of self, to be attached to who we are as people. And so when you're able to create something out of your own passion, time, and resources, etc., and say that I have made this is mine, and present it to people, there's something deeply human about that. We just really like doing it, even at the most early stages of our lives. Those are fundamental experiences that shape who we are, as if it's just a natural state of being that comes about, despite the fact that these things are made with tools that man had to create. It's very, very interesting. I wanted to make a video mocking that dipshit grifter geeks and gamers, but don't have the energy to do it. Rather just lay around in bed all day. I mean, it might be funny. I don't know who Geeks and Gamers is. Is it like some kind of seller? Lots and lots of hackish sellers trying to scam people out there. Really big mess. Oh boy. I'm about to finish off half of a bottle. I'm about to finish off half of a jug, a one gallon jug of water, and I think I drank like another half gallon today out of the other water bottle I had. Like, I just keep drinking it. Just keep drinking it all the time. I guess it's good for me. I'm gonna go to bed now, says BD Conrad. Yeah, good night. It was great having you on the stream. I really enjoyed reading your interactions. Had a fun time. It's 3 in Indiana. Wow. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. over here. So I guess you're in the Eastern time zone, which doesn't make a lot of sense because I think Indiana is more on the west. Like, I feel like I'm farther east than that. Oh, whatever. Yeah, good night. Geeks and Gamers is a retard who complains about SJWs, quote-unquote, all day. Complete retard grifter who only does it for the money. Oh, that's bad. Yeah. I really dislike this place. I would dislike Indiana if I lived there, too. It seems like a shithole. Yeah, there's so many people who make a lot of money just by complaining about SJWs for views. It's pretty pathetic. But I mean, everyone gets their hustle some way, I guess. Probably better than working at McDonald's. I want to be in a city. Yeah, I can imagine. Wait a minute, I got Indiana mixed up with Illinois. It was Illinois I was thinking of. I think of them as the same state sometimes. What does Indiana even have? Does Indiana even have any cities? Where I can take public transit and go to decent gay bars. That's pretty based. What is Indiana? What does Indiana even have? Do they have Minneapolis? I think maybe that's there. I think I've even been through Indiana too. Oh, Indianapolis. Yeah. So they have Indianapolis. That's their biggest thing. If anything's worse than Ohio, it's Indiana. Yeah. I kind of liked Ohio. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Ohio wasn't good. I'm not going to say it was good, but it wasn't as bad. 5 here. Is it 5 a.m. or 5 p.m.? I wasn't expecting to stay awake until now, but thanks to you, I am here. Happy face. Aw. I'm glad you're here, Alexander. Tons of opiates. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, the Midwest has opiates everywhere. Extreme opioid crisis. Hopefully I don't get addicted to opiates when I have to do this surgery, because they're probably going to give me, like, Oxycontin or morphine. So that's going to be fun. You might see heroin addict Star coming at you very soon. Sorry, Conrad, from Pittsburgh here. That's how we perceive your state. Yeah, Pennsylvanians, I feel like, don't like people who are in the industrial Midwest. This place is a sleeper drug state. I can imagine. 5 a.m. Oh, 5 a.m. I see. 5 a.m. is a comfy time in the morning. It's because the sun hasn't completely gotten out yet. The cops here don't drive normal patrol cars. They're all drive vans. Oh, boy. Those absolute snakes, those fucking people. They go hard. I don't like that, because it's not worth it to call in vans when they bust people for drugs so damn often. Yeah. Ugh. I was I was prescribed Oxy after a surgery some years ago. I took it as prescribed and played TF2 like a cocky fuck. It's pretty based. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see to see how I react to that. Maybe I need to make I might make a video. I want to try and make it a pun. Like, what word rhymes with Oxycontin? Because if they put me on that med, I want to have a video title ready to talk about it. Okay, sleep time. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, BD Conrad. It was nice talking to you. Appreciated your time here. Funny to hear about drugs. Where I live, people aren't addicted to drugs, but gambling. Yep, that's how it be. XGF's father gambled away his paycheck to the exact night he got it every 2 weeks without fail. It's really just a terrible thing. Absolutely, absolutely harsh, sad. I don't like it. Not good that people's lives end up being taken by that stuff. Ow! Oh boy. Okay. See, I moved too fast there. Words that rhyme. I like this bye-bye with an A and an I. That's pretty based. I like that. Gonna try to sleep now too. It was fun. Hey, I'm glad. I'm glad you had spent time here. Glad to have you on the stream as usual, Alexander. Try to get good sleep. Let's see here. San Francisco is a piece of shit. It seems boring and too hot. Boring and too hot. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night to you as well. Let's see here. If I I could call the video Toffee Oxy, or no, Zombie Oxy. I would have to be like a zombie for that to work though. Glossy Oxy? That's a little bit too... I don't know if I like that video title. Flies fly, but a fly flies. Interesting. I've never heard that one before. Proxy Oxy. No, I'm not doing that. Let's see here. I guess the one good thing I have to say about the desert is that I don't really know what a mosquito bite feels like. Have I been bitten by a mosquito? Surely I have. I don't remember being bitten by a mosquito. Let's see. If I called it... let's see. I need something that rhymes with the cotton in the end too, though. I can't... Hockney... No, that's not gonna work. Man, my video title, I need something clever that rhymes. God damn it. This is how I make titles. Not really. I don't usually put in this much effort. I used to want to move to San Fran before I realized all the things I liked about it were fake. That is the American media for you. Making bad things look as good as possible through the magic of marketing. Yeah, but you can go shit in the street. Doesn't that sound fun to you, bro? Yeah, it's an amazing time. Oh god, Indianapolis looks so dumb. I remember hearing that the dumbest people in America were people from Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. So I'm stuck with dumb people, fellas. Indianapolis doesn't look so bad. Maybe better when it snows. I don't know. It's not going to snow all time in the year. Interesting. Yeah, never mind. This looks dumb. Just go to the gym, bro. Just go to the gym, bro. Just go to the gym, bro. Oxycontin and cockrotten. Cockrot. Oh my god, that's perfect. I'm gonna write that shit down right now. Cockrotten Oxycontin. That's great. So if they give me that, I will have the perfect video title. This is amazing. Thank you. Thank you to Based C in the chat. This is why I give this man moderator privileges. Thank you. The Based C. Let's see here. I'm gonna write that in the video ideas folder in my phone. Where is it? Oh, most of the video ideas in my video ideas folder are just titles for videos that I forget to even make, and so I'll see the title and I'll be like, what the fuck was this video about? So if they give me that, this is the perfect video title. Okay. Oh boy. Best I could come up with was Loxybotten. The gym is so fucking boring. I don't know how anyone finds it fun there. Neither do I. I don't get it either. It's so bizarre. Cock hard, rock hard. That's how I lift my weights. Yeah, dude. I just have a constant erection the more weights that I lift. I don't even need woman. The only reason I fuck women is to express my masculinity. The real source of my orgasm is from lifting a 50-pound weight. Oh my god, I can see it already. Just make your urethra wider by going to the gym, bro. Shake my head. Yes. Very based C in the chat. Okay, anyway. The big man is here, says Big Poppy. Hello there, Normal Fag. Good to have you. The Normal Fag has entered the chat. Nice to have you here. Imagine wanting to free the slaves, bro. He doesn't have a widened urethra. Yes. Exercising releases feel-good chemicals. That's why folks enjoy it. See, I really told you. The Normal Fag is in the chat yet again. I wasn't lying with that. I must have no feel-good chemicals then. I am here to provide balance. I believe the word is incorrect ideas, but yes. I mean, okay, I believe the word is technically correct ideas, but wrong ideas. Like, dictionarily, scientifically correct ideas that are wrong. I think that's your function. That's the function you serve. Balanced as all things should be. I still don't understand. I've went and exercised. I've done all of these things on a consistent basis. Didn't have the experience, the magical feel-good hormone experience. I just thought there were better things I could be doing. People are sheep. They're slaves to their biological desires. Why don't they just get rid of them? I'ma send you a WebM. Cool. Do you have me on Discord? Should I re-release my Discord profile to the public? If you find my anime list profile, you will find my Discord there. I have it posted there, but I've never made a video saying, hey guys, this is my Discord. Partly because I don't tend to like to keep a lot of friends. I tend to only talk to like 10 people. I don't I have you in a server. You do? I'm not in any servers. Very strange. I'm not in any servers. Is the Discord account star number sign 7588? Because that's my Discord account, is star number sign 7588. I think those are the numbers, roughly speaking. I think. Or maybe I don't. Yeah, it's if it says training arc star, I abandoned that account. Do you know who Brycey is? I have no idea who Brycey is. Let's see here. I'd add you on Discord, but I'd be too shy to actually message you. I mean, if people want to message me, go ahead. I don't mind. I like seeing all kinds of people on the internet and exchanging ideas and so forth. I just don't. It's hard for me to get close to a lot of people. So I don't tend to get close to too many folks and call them like friends, you know. These are my friends. This is my crew. This is my gang up in here in this bitch, you know. I don't run around saying that. But I will talk to just about anybody. Like I've had friends all over the place from just about every point of view you could get. People whose ideologies like literally wanted to kill me, and I was like, hold my beer, you know. So I talk to just about everybody when they're around, you know, when they approach me. I don't mind. Um, get rid of your physical desires, in quotes. BRB, gonna castrate myself and hook up to a nutrient IV. That's pretty based. I gotta commend the effort. I'm pretty boring, but I love WebMs, my bread and butter. WebMs are great. I love them too. Um, I like the boring people in a sense, not the normies per se. Like the boring normies, those people are the worst. But the boring people are interesting because it's like they're that little like dying rodent that's on the ground that's just trying to scoot by and ends up surviving somehow. I like people like that. I mean, they aren't actually like that, but that's how they are in my mind. Those guys are cool. Um, good men. Good mice of mice and men. Yes, the fun John Steinbeck book. It's a good book. Hmm. Do. Gonna castrate myself. I kind of miss the R9K Enoch. Yeah, I I I mean I still see people say that on there every now and again. But R9K has gotten quite worse. Um, but I still read it anyway, even though I know technically it's bad. I just like going there. Every now and again, I find a pretty funny post. Um, every now and again. Every now and again, I find a pretty funny post. Uh, hmm. Do. The best character of In Mice and Men is the Jap cook. Don't at me. I mean, that's a pretty based assessment. I don't remember anything from Of Mice and Men. To be honest, a lot of books that I've read, I basically haven't even read when I think about it because when I think about it, so many of them I've forgotten where I can only remember a number of details from them and not the actual book. Does it really count? Does it really count if I don't remember so much? I don't know. Hmm. By the way, it's pronounced eunuch. Okay. Imagine actually using 4R9K instead of a bunker while waiting for 8kun to go online. I mean, I like 8kun a lot when it was around for like 2 days. But I went on R9K back when I used 8chan. I used 8chan for a very long time, and I still went on 4chan R9K even though I knew 8chan R9K was better. So, I don't know. Imagine using the internet image boards instead of downloading movies or books for image boards. I mean, you can use them for both of those things. I don't see why you can't do the both. It seems kind of a silly assertion to make. With books, I like to own them physically just because they're just better. But when it's a book that I like really need to read, or if I've ran out of physical books, I will read them tentatively against my will. I will read them digitally because I try to get 2 hours of reading done every day. But I don't always. Let's see. 8 R9K and Hiki were so good. I really hope they come back. I heavily doubt Tatsuhiro Sato is going to bring back Hiki. I don't think he's going to because he said image boards ruined his life, and he's been lying about getting married and stuff, and all of this stuff. I really doubt it. I really doubt he's bringing back Hiki. Um, it's just sad because it was one of my favorite places online. Um, let's see here. Beat O M and M character was the guy who had to shoot his dog. I see. Did the unrenamable fag run Hiki till the end, or did they change ownership? I don't think they changed ownership. I don't think Hiki fag did. Will you ever cut your hair? I tend to trim my hair. I don't think I will cut my hair. I showed pictures of what I looked like as a little kid on one live stream I did. I don't remember which one it was. But I showed pictures of myself there. What I look like as a little kid, where I've always had long hair. When I was little, I actually looked like a little girl. I was mistaken for a little girl all the time because what my hair looked like, and I never really liked it. But when I started hitting puberty, I started to want to be a little girl again, or I started to want to appear as if I was one again, because I didn't like the sort of strange effects that puberty had on my body. But it was strange for the longest time. I like people constantly, all the time IRL, they just thought I was a little girl as a kid. Because I always had long hair. So I've had long hair for most of my life. I don't think I'll just get rid of it. Star repressed trans woman confirmed. How dare you? How dare you? I will where's my gun? I can't shoot the screen. I need to use a meme arrow on this man. I need to conjure up the most powerful meme arrow to use. You should have been a Puritan, though. You want me to convert to puritanical Christianity? Is this what you want me to do? I'm gonna join the John Birch Society, guys. I'm a Puritan now. Oboe-chan is comfy, but maybe too slow for me, personally. I like Oboe-chan. I find it comfy as well. Oboe is comfy, but Hiki had a strange comfort to it that Oboe cannot match. I agree 100%. Honestly, though, I think Oboe is actually faster than Hiki ever was. Now, when I was on Hiki in late 2015, late 2017 to early 2018, they were very active. There were a lot of new posts. There was a lot of things going on. So back in the day, it felt more, what's the word I want to use? It felt more dynamic. There was more stuff going on, but by the end, it started to become very slow. Hikifag banned a lot of people on that board. I remember that. They thought the mod was an autist or whatever, which I mean, to be fair, he is, but we don't talk about that. We don't use those words around these parts. Yes. Oh, God. What is this world we live in? What's this world? What is it? How do you do it? How do you destroy reality, my guys? How do we take reality and blow it up? I need to know. I'm gonna become a rabbi. It's my goal in life. Kinda sad to think that neither R9K nor Hiki are going to be migrated. Yeah, I mean, are they just getting rid of R9K? Is R9K just gone? I mean, there were a lot of school shooters there, so maybe they're doubling down, I suppose. It's sad. It is sad though, because I liked R9K a lot. Yeah, you look kind of Jewish. I actually am Jewish. I am Jewish. That's not that's not just a meme. I actually am Jewish. Let's see here. And are probably going to be claimed by some faggot who will drive it into the ground. Jerome isn't around anymore. Tyrone, I mean. Why the fuck did I say Jeremy? Jerome, whatever. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. Reality is already blown up in these digital enclaves we reside in. No other people at any point of history has experienced the world like us. It's very true. We see the world in fundamentally different ways than those of our predecessors, and I think that's a very special thing. I'm not religious, but Orthodox Jews have some cool hats. I agree. Oh, God. I almost want to become an Orthodox Jew just for the hat. Do it. Do it, my brother. I will accept you into the family personally. I mean, not personally, but you know. Four score and more to go. Uh, People are so strange. What do I do with that? What do I do with the fact that people exist? I don't know what to do with that. The fact that you can live in this world and just sit in your room and have shit to do and water and food and nothing else is insane. It's very interesting. Um, I like the fact that like people are inherently connected to one another in the sense that without other people these systems wouldn't function. You know, you have to have food to be alive and all these other things. But we live in the only time in history in which a large number of people can live out of their room with relative ease without needing other people in a direct sense. You still need them, technically, um, but you know, it's a different kind of need. It isn't like you have to be in a tribe to hunt for things. Um, you know, to quote George Carlin, I like it when a flower or a little tuft of grass grows out through a crack in the concrete. It's so fucking heroic. Uh, Good. I don't know why. What is encyclopedia.zone? Woo! Good website. Here's a magic realism story that really escapes this age's relationship with the internet as a replacement for culture. It has magic lollies and swarmy, what is this word? Swarmy ironic sidebars. Good stuff. Okay. Open link in new tab. I want to see this. Ooh, it has a really adorable looking page too. They really went all out with the HTML on this. Wow. They did a number. They went ham, one might be able to say. Someone Oh wow. Someone commented on my sleeping 16 hours a day video. Why does that video still get views? Like I checked, and last time I checked, like that video had like 1.2k views or something like that. How's that video have so many goddamn views? I still get comments on it every now and again. Watch the Seer experiments lane once. Uh, this is a really adorable. They have Nazi anime girl. Oh my god, this is great. I love the way this is designed. I want to have a website that looks like it's something out of the late 90s or early 2000s. I really do. The shit poster and the wandering Jew. Oh my god, these stories look so good. Like they really put a lot of time and effort into how these stories are presented, into what they are. Oh my god, I love this website. Encyclopedia.zone is so underrated, man. Based. Based with an E on the end. It's nice. Based like it's a paste. Max Landis writes Columbine 2. There's so many great little stories here. It's great. I love it. Wow, this writer despises image board users and anime fans. Can't say he's all wrong. Do you vape, and why aren't you vaping yet, homo? I used to vape when I was in like middle school. I don't really vape anymore, just because I feel like the material cost of it is more than it's worth. It's good to get over smoking or something, but I don't really see a point in using a vape. There's not anything particularly intriguing about them in how they look or in how they're used. I mean, the flavors are kind of interesting, but after you use it a few times, it's not that big of a deal. I used to vape when I was in middle school. I don't anymore. Mm. I just do it because I have nothing better to do. In a sense, it is nice to just have something to smoke on, have something, just around that you can use to smoke. It's like a therapeutic activity. Um, it's just something to have in your hands, something to do with your hands, and something to inhale and so forth. Vaping worth the money? It depends on who you are and what your individual needs are, what you want, what you would get out of it. If you like methodical, if you like there's not a rhythm to it. The words are, I'm losing the words. If you like something that, like a repetitive, that's what repetitive. If you like just a repetitive action where you can just have something in your hands, then I guess that's good. It's kind of comforting in that sense, like a more nicotine heavy version of a fidget spinner. I mean, you can choose to get it without nicotine. The flavors can be interesting if you like green apple or, one of those weird flavors. You can get them, and they can be interesting for a little bit. I mean, they're not. You don't pay that much money for them unless you want to get like a box mod or something that decked out. Those are going to be a little bit more expensive, but I mean, it's worth the money if you just want to try it. Um, Obviously get flavors without nicotine from a certified vape store. If you're going to make it on your own, know what all the ingredients are: propylene glycol and this and that and the other. Um, don't get it off of some random dude, obviously, because if you get too much, what is it, vitamin C in there or something, you can lots of bad stuff. I used to know way more about this. Hmm. I live in hell, so I only have to be 18 to vape, thankfully. I see. If you're not getting the nicotine, what's the point, though? Well, the point is that it would taste good, mainly. And the propylene glycol, because it's glycol, clears out your throat and your lungs. Like, I would cough pretty regularly, and when I would vape, my lungs would feel like completely clear. Like I wouldn't feel the need to cough. Like I would get sick, for instance, and the glycol would like completely clear out my nose and my mouth. So that helped. It's like drinking decaf coffee or heroin free heroin. Eat candy. I don't like candy very much. Yeah, destroying my teeth. No thanks. I agree. And some people just like what coffee tastes like. I mean, if you like what it tastes like, I don't see a problem. I like coffee as it tastes more than I like the actual caffeine. Um, so it is what it is. Um, but I wouldn't recommend nicotine usage on a regular basis. It can become quite addictive if you're not careful. Let's see here. I am a vape temperance guy. I see. Caffeine is my shit. Um, I used to drink a lot more caffeine. One time I drank so much caffeine that I threw up. I threw up everywhere. Still can't tell if it was because of the caffeine or the kidney stone. It might have been because of the kidney stone. I don't know. Because I was pissing blood at the time. So maybe the reason I threw up actually wasn't because of caffeine. I was experiencing back pain and abdomen pain, so maybe it was the kidney stone. Hmm. I don't know. Kicked the soda Jew over 2 years ago, and I feel absolutely no different at all. Um, I have a soft spot for this Mountain Dew Christmas drink. This, what is it called? The limited edition pomegranate Mountain Dew Christmas drink. And I want to buy a case of them before Christmas ends. I really want to because I like them a lot. And I know that it's going to make my stone worse. It's going to probably heighten my chances of getting another kidney stone. But at the same time, I really like how it tastes. It's my favorite kind of Mountain Dew besides Voltage. Baja Blast is also really good. So I don't know. I have a soft spot for Mountain Dew. That's all I'll say. Look forward to drinking coffee in the morning. I used to drink it in the morning. Not a big fan. I liked sometimes getting these custom coffees from McDonald's or wherever, just because they're interesting. Um, I don't know if I'm actually healthier or not because of it. I know a lot of the data shows that um, people who people who drink soda are more unhealthy, and also they're at the same time because soda is so unnatural. If you go, you know, a year without drinking it, or even like several months, when you drink it again, it feels unnatural in your stomach because it's really not supposed to be there, but your stomach gets used to it from drinking it regularly. Um, that had happened to me at one point. Man, you have a crazy life. Yeah, you don't even know the half of it, Big Poppy. Um, I mean, you're saying that just by hearing some of the things I say on these streams and some of the problems I have. You don't even know the half of it. Um, and it's kind of hard for most people to know because I make so many videos. Like, how are you going to find every single story I told and just watch all of them? But yeah, it's pretty insane. It's really interesting. I like my life a lot, even though I'm pretty depressed and have hallucinatory things around. It makes for very interesting videos. So in that sense, I really like my life. And I think my interests, like the things that I enjoy doing, are way cooler than everybody else anyway. So I would rather be myself than be anybody else. Let's see here. Uh, Wait to drink Mountain Dew until after your stone is removed, maybe. That might, yeah. It sounds like a good idea. I don't know. Um, I like it with milk and sugar. I've been craving a Reuben sandwich. I have not heard the name Reuben sandwich in quite a long time. I want one as well. Now, I liked the Reuben at Subway a lot. Back when the Subway had the Reuben, it was a limited time thing a couple years ago. I liked that a lot. I really liked eating the Reuben at Subway. I've heard of people finding soda disgusting after months without it, or that it hurts their stomach, but I don't feel any different whether I drink it every day or have it once a month. Interesting. It might just be more stoic down there than other people are. I'd like to have an internet radio show and interview interesting people. That would be cool. I know the Dick Show does something sort of similar to that, where Dick Masterson, he gets strange people from the internet onto his show. I've always hated the Dick Show, so I've only listened to the episode with Soph just because I wanted to understand what the hell would bring a 14-year-old girl to alt-right politics. And also Digibro was on there, so I thought that was interesting. But even that episode, like, listening to Dick talk is just intolerable. I like you, but I certainly do not envy your life. I think that is a common opinion, and I certainly understand where it comes from. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you do like me. I feel like in many ways I'm an unlikable person. uh, let's see here. A white guy from my school, oh boy, it's bad already, left campus to walk to a supermarket and cleared out an entire shelf of 12 packs of Mountain Dew Code Red. He somehow returned to school with the packs and no consequences. So he just took them? He just walked there and took them. I don't know. Wow. What a man. Reuben is good. Cuban is amazing. Cuban? A Cuban sandwich? I don't know what that is. I love them. Fermented stuff. It's really supposed to be good for you, like sauerkraut. Yeah, interesting. I didn't know about that. Maybe I should pick up starting to eat it. It's a scam. Drink your a kombucha sheeple. I like how he had to clarify that was a joke. I could tell that was a joke when I saw it, because Big Poppy said it. If someone else in my chat said it, it might not have been a joke, but let's see here. I would love to make a documentary on U.S. hikikomoris and NEETs, but I would likely never get the funding nor find out how to actually interview these people. I mean, you could make a thread on an image board and say, hey, if you're a NEET hikikomori, hit me up, and or blah blah blah, and then show people like proof that you're making the production, give them some idea of what it is, and say, all right, now I'm going to fly to your destination, dear sir, and when I do, I will have readied the interview questions for you. And you show up and they're like, hello? Hello? It's really nice to see you. I've never been interviewed before. And then that'll be the content of the video. It'll be great. I will be one of those people, I would imagine, because you'll be physically in front of me instead of me lying to you through the veneer of a YouTube video in which I pretend to be normal, more normal than I am. So, let's see here. You're likable because you're relatable. I think a lot of us see ourselves in you, and maybe vice versa. We all reflect off each other. I forget what it's called, scurvy. Yes, I believe being likable is scurvy. Yes, but what's the word? Yeah, I'm glad that people are able to find some relatability in my videos, because when I first got onto YouTube, and it was at a fairly young age, a fairly emotionally damaged, emotionally stressed time, I found a lot of people who I did find some relation in, and I enjoyed the fact that it felt like there were anyone in the world who I was able to relate to at that time when I felt like I was the only one. So I'm glad that I'm able to do that for some people. I'd say you're likable because you have this bizarre charisma. You aren't particularly well-spoken or anything, but you have this weird gravitas. I actually do think I am well-spoken. Maybe that's a very narcissistic point for me to make. I constantly criticize my own speaking style and my own videos, but I'm actually very proud of how I speak, because I used to be entirely monotone for the vast majority of my life. I only started not being monotone in like early to mid 2017, fairly recent, we're thinking here. So I was completely monotone, didn't know how to articulate myself, didn't know how to use words particularly well. I didn't know how to do anything. So I think I am well spoken. I like my own videos, and maybe it is really narcissistic for me to say that. I don't particularly care, but I don't know. My videos are sometimes some of my favorites. It's just fun. It's fun to do. No one else makes the videos I do, and so I feel like I'm kind of filling a void of content that I enjoy watching. Though I wasn't a hiki for very long, only about 5 to 6 months. I'd like to see a hiki doc made by hikis. I'm a former hiki. Yeah, 6 months is the baseline for being a hikikomori. You have to be shut in for 6 months, according to the Japanese government at least. Oh boy, chat's moving so fast. Anyway, I'm gonna lock a bunch of NEETs in an empty room for 24 hours and film it. Interesting. I'm sure a lot of those unemployed people would just be normies. Though I wasn't a hiki for very... Oh, wait, no, I already read that. Feel that, Sir Appleton, been a NEET for 3 years and bounce in and out of hikiism. When I was a kid, I was a hiki for 4 years. Wow, very impressive. I was basically a hikikomori when I was homeschooled from 5 to 12 and a half. I almost never left the house in that time. You could call me a rudimentary hiki, a hiki on the outskirts of it, I guess you could say. I want to make a documentary about it because I feel like basically everyone misunderstands who we are, but I'll likely never make that documentary, just a dream. Yeah, I think there needs to be a good Western perspective, people who actually are these people, not just making like a Vice incel documentary or something. This exactly. Wait, I mean, you aren't like a great speaker. I don't think I'm a great speaker either. You've got a good voice, you just aren't insanely good at articulating your thoughts. There are a number of things that I do need to work on. Like, I think certain thoughts I articulate better than others, depending on what the topic is. Not even how much preparation I have, just how much I've thought about it and what I'm feeling at the time. Like, a lot of my best videos, I come up with these like great sounding sentences that express the idea really well just because I was emotional at the time and I wanted to express something. I think my written videos are better. The good written videos, at least, are much, much better than the unscripted ones. It's just that there's not very many of those. Don't know if you've seen These Four Walls, Poppy, or not, but I have the vague sense, I don't know if it's true or not, but I have the vague sense that you would enjoy it. So I don't know, perhaps check that video out. It's the intro video on my channel if you're unsubscribed. It's like the first thing you see, These Four Walls. I think you might like the writing in that video, but what was I going to say? That's not an insult or anything, you just aren't superhuman. Yeah, no, I don't claim to be superhuman. I'm certainly not either. These Four Walls captured me when I saw it. Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun writing that video. And it's interesting, too, because the video was written stream of consciousness, and everything I write is stream of consciousness. I don't edit my posts. I just don't. I'm too lazy. I don't enjoy the active editing. Every now and again I'll tweak around the edges a little bit, but I've been writing for years now, but I never edit anything. I just write all the time. And by writing all the time, I just hashtag get good through that. But I think that video had the sort of stream of consciousness quality of my writing, but in the most polished way that I could do it, I think. Yeah, I just hold everyone to the highest possible standard. I mean, you're a normie. I would not expect anything else from -10 to 0, not 1 to 10. Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense. I understand the Chad mindset. It's all right. I appreciate the compliments. And I don't even like disagree with you that strongly at all. I think we're pretty much in complete agreement with one another. Oh boy. You ain't gotta justify your Chad self to me in here. I've been through, I couldn't name an obscure war. What, the Sierra Leone Civil War? I've been through the Sierra Leone Civil War in here. You don't know? Okay. That was the wrong accent to be doing Sierra Leone Civil War. I should have came in and be like, "Hello, I am from Sierra Leone Civil War. I smoke the..." That's not even the right accent either. What do they sound like? I can't do... I used to be able to do Jamaican. That's the closest black person accent I can do is Jamaican. I can't do it anymore, though, because I haven't done it so long. Yeah, I need to learn. I need to relearn the Jamaican accent so I can use it to marginalize black people. Chad mindset, lol, what is that? Hey man, it just is. You either get it or you don't. It's like, it's like when you go to the... I had a joke, I forgot what it was. I fought in the whiskey rebellion. I mean, that's how it feels, man. That is how it feels when I drink whiskey. It's every time I drink whiskey, what I do is I take my hands and I put them around my nose so I don't have to smell it, so the taste is less pertinent and clear, and I just make it go down as fast as I possibly can to be able to... Hey, dog, quit that. Quit, goddammit, little bit. Okay, get over here. Get over here. Don't do that. He was banging on the floor with his knee again and again, and that goes through the walls really easily. And then other people wake up. Come here. Oh, come here, boy. What the hell was I talking about? Anyway, an obscure big war, at least in the Americans, is the Second Congo War. It's a really interesting war because it's at World War level casualties, but not well known. Yeah, the Congo has had an insane amount of death, and it's all because of cobalt, that magical mineral which is used in our iPhones and our fancy gadgets. You want to know why it's so cheap? Child soldiers. That'll leave you something to feel good at night when you're going to bed. Whiskey is fucking disgusting, but it gets you drunk. So yeah, I mean that's the mindset that I tend to come at it with. I don't know if I could do that nowadays though. Hell, if you want to talk about absolutely massive wars fatality-wise, point to like any ancient Chinese war or civil war. The Chinese love slaughtering each other. Yeah, and there were quite terrible feudal conditions where, like, when Dr. Sun Yat-sen, led the independence of China from this imperial stuff and so on, and when they started fighting the Japanese under Chiang Kai-shek, like Dr. Sun Yat-sen was really based. He was a very cool guy, but like when Chiang Kai-shek took over, he started mismanaging agriculture and all this stuff, and there were a lot of really bad things Chiang Kai-shek did, and a lot of people, this and that. But Dr. Sun Yat-sen was very cool. He made the Chinese Republic, not the People's Republic. He made the Chinese Republic, the first republic, and he was a pretty based guy. Um, what was I gonna say? But yeah, there were so many wars. You got like the Opium Wars, and that was imperialism there. But a lot of the time, a lot of the wars in China were from like outside forces intervening, and because those outside forces made the country worse, they ended up having more wars of people trying to take power. Um, and also, one of the problems was that China was known as Asia's sick man. They were known as the sick man of Asia. Because they were the sick man of Asia, they had frequent drought. There was a lot of drought, a lot of conditions in which food couldn't properly be grown. They didn't have accurate technology to do very many things. They were way behind the world throughout a large course of their history as a country. And so, the life expectancy in like 1930 was like 32 years old. Um, uh, let's see here. But I recycle. I give to charity to help starving children. I do everything I can to make the majority of the world's population not live in misery. And now I can feel good. Yeah, it's I got to agree with this, with the sarcasm in the chat. Not gonna lie. Uh, I was more talking about ancient China, like BC to AD 500 times. Oh, okay. Yeah, back then everybody slaughtered each other, but because they were a particularly large nation, there was quite a bit. Not colonial times, but yeah, later times worked too for massive death tolls. Um, Tangentially related, but the Song dynasty was on the verge of an industrial revolution before the Mongols dunked them. I remember reading about something to that effect. I want to do more research on more ancient Chinese history and these kind of things. Most of what I know about China comes from like the 20th century and some stuff about the 1800s. So I need to I need to really get up. There's so many things in history that I need to learn. So many. It never ends. It's like especially because I want to be historically accurate, so I have to read everything, and that is not fun at times. It's kind of fun. I do kind of like it, but it trying as hard as you can to be historically accurate is a little bit, it can be taxing mentally when you have to look at every single citation at least every single significant citation someone gives just to fact check them. Like, I haven't done that with as many books as I make it sound like, but when you do that enough times, it it does things to you. I don't know, man. It's tangentially related. Oh wait, no, I already read that. Hold up, I'm gonna find a cool, quick video of their engines. Um, nice. He doesn't read Wikipedia articles and calls it a day because most of the people who write those articles like don't even give actual sources. Like, they just give like articles they found online or books that are filled with secondary source documents and misquotes. And Wikipedia is so bad. It's like just random, at least about history and controversial topics. Like, if you want to find out about like chemistry or something, it's fine, but never go to Wikipedia for anything historically or politically related. It makes me go insane. Like, I want to tear my hair out. Um, I mean, I'm kind of exaggerating, but it's I'm very autistic when it comes to these things. You got to understand. What was in my comments section? What's going on here? This is my favorite thing to say. Is I go Chad really fast, or I go Chad, and it's fun. Yeah, it pisses me off that so much good info is freely available, but no one wants to take more than 10 seconds to research anything. I agree. You could spend so much time. You could spend so much time. Um, what's the word? What's the word? What's the word? I forget what the word was. But yeah, no, people like to just assume that they're right about stuff. Like, I feel in order for me to have an opinion that I really stand for, I have to put in as much effort as possible into that opinion. I really don't like I really don't like just having an opinion and assuming it's true. That doesn't feel right to me. Like it feels gross to do that. I don't know. I don't like just assuming what I believe is true without really trying to hammer it down. Um, my university holds Wikipedia editathons hosted by people of color and trannies where they try to quote unquote decolonize Wikipedia. That sounds very autistic. 960 ad. So I know the folly of relying on Wikipedia. Yeah. Ancient machine. I have seen people Google a question and then just take the auto generated answer, often wrong, as gospel. It's terrible, man. It really is terrible. I it I don't know. Have no words. Have no words. I was going to talk about the image that I used for this video. This he watches the sea every single day, but I don't even have a significant analysis of it at this time. I just really want this picture to be my life, guys. I just do. I just want to have an ocean that I can go by and stare at it. Why is it so hard? Why was the past so great? Why was the past so great? I want to go to an ocean and stare at it each day for hours at a time, like what I do at my wall. I don't stare at my wall for hours a day, but I used to stare at the river for hours a day. Every now and again I go down there and I just like looking at it. It's relaxing. Why has God not blessed me with an ocean? That's the question I want to ask today. Why has God not blessed me with an ocean? I think he needs to man up. I think he needs to man up real fast, or else I'm going to have to lose my faith. Um, See, it's like kidney stones. I sleep. God doesn't give me an ocean where I live. Real shit. Oh. Get training, go to a trade school, and live by an ocean. Oh my god, this fucking normie shit over and over again. Go to a trade school, bro. Just go to a trade school. You just learn to code, bro. Fuck off. Why would I ever want to do that? I don't understand. Like, going to a trade school, you're literally forced to do these fucking technical skill jobs that are boring as fuck. Why would I want to do carpentry, for instance? I've done carpentry before. I've done auto work before. It's boring as fuck. Why anything you could learn at a trade school would be enough to shoot myself. That's not even a joke. If I am forced to live a life that I don't want to live, to be doomed to to an existence that I don't find to be preferable, I might as well kill myself. I actually made a pact. I made a pact when I was very young. I had to have been about 8. When I really started having these sorts of suicidal thoughts, and I had to do my schoolwork, and I will never forget this day. I sat down and I thought, why am I doing any of this? And I mean, I had that thought before because I had already started cheating on it at that point. But I thought, like, if I can't live a life that I want to live on my own terms, doing the things that I want to do, if my time has to be wasted by an 8-hour-a-day job, by an 8-hour-a-day school thing, why is it that I don't just kill myself? Because these are all things that I clearly don't want to do. They're all clearly a draining waste of time that mean absolutely nothing to me. So what is the point of living if my life is doomed to just be that? And I will never go to a trade school just so I can make a bunch of money. What's the point of having money if you don't want to use it? What's the point of having money if you don't have the time to use it? You may have a bunch of money, but I'd rather be poor and have freedom than have a bunch of fucking money and be forced to live a life that I don't find preferable. Suicide is better than that, in my opinion. Let's see here. You aren't living by an ocean because you weren't lucky enough to be born rich and get free shit. Wait a minute. Who said Calvin deleted his message and then he said it was based? I don't understand. Are you living independently? Of course I'm not living independently. I'm 17 years old. What do you expect? Do you expect me to be living independently at 17 years old? Let's see here. As you weren't lucky enough to be born rich and get free shit. I mean, there are lots of I mean that's not a untrue thing to say. Go be a fucking professor or something. I really don't think I could do that. Writing a doctoral thesis sounds like a lot of effort. I thought you were 19 or some shit. When have I ever said I've been 19? You need to keep up with the lore, man. I don't I wouldn't want to be a professor. Out of all of the jobs to have, I think like working in a research department, if I were forced to go into academia or something like that, I would want to go into a research department, but really I don't want to. Anyway, point is, it's a kind of unsustainable lifestyle. That's not even entirely true, because I've been told by a number of doctors, social workers, and so forth that I actually qualify for disability because my inability to get consistent sleep and my hallucinations are so severe that I technically qualify as being disabled under those conditions. So I mean, I could just get disability and basically live as a NEET. And I mean, that's not me saying that. That's actual professionals telling me that. Let's see here. Have to get a job. Fuck my life. Oh well. But I never quite said that having a job at all wasn't something I'd be willing to do per se, because if I had to work a job in order to have the goal be to eventually be a NEET again, given a reasonable amount of time, say, a year, I could attempt to handle that. But a year working a job, that's suicide inducing, man. I'm miserable enough as it is. I don't see I'm working my ass off to try to go 4-year and then get a pilot license. It's going to be so worth it, though. What's the point of flying a plane? I remember when I was reading something about Japanese hikikomori and some Western faggot doctor trying to explain their problems and cure them, and the doctor got him a relationship and a job. Both of those fell through, and told the doctor that he would rather kill himself than ever integrate with society again. That has stuck with me ever since I read it. Yeah, I haven't read that specific thing, but I've read similar things to that effect, and it feels as if what's the word? It felt like it just reaffirmed the way I've felt for over a decade now. I mean, if you feel a certain way for over a decade, I change my opinions a lot. I think you guys know that. There are very, very few things that are so stuck within how I think that I refuse to move them. And that's one of them. I don't want to be that miserable, man. I can barely go to school. I can barely go to school. What do you expect? If your family is rich, you can get a jump start and then move away. That's true. My family is not rich. I live below the poverty line. I eat sometimes like one meal a day, and that's because I fucking paid for that shit, my man. I make like $200 a month from YouTube. If ad revenue, if I get 100 from ad revenue in a month and I get 100 from Patreon, which I usually get 100 from Patreon, because I make enough on ads, I tend to combine that cash, that cold hard cash, and I pay the bills and stuff. Like literally just the other day, I paid my mom's electric bill. She doesn't even live with us, but she needed her electric bill paid, so I just paid for it. So just about every month I spend all of my money on buying food and paying for bills and stuff because minimum wage is not enough to feed a family of four people. It's just not. Um, so, we had more money when my mom lived with us, but because she moved away, we've been in dire straits. So I've had to pay for a lot of stuff, and even then, we've still struggled. Even with me putting extra money into the family, like we're still struggling a lot. So it's the idea of just getting a jump start and moving away is completely removed from anything that could happen to me. Um, so I'm getting on child disability relatively soon. Is that we've been talking to my doctor about that. Is that we're gonna try to get me on child disability if the case can even go through. Um, but it really depends. It really depends on if how long the case will take because I turn 18 in April. So depending on how long the case takes, I'll have that. But even if I don't have that, like doctors generally agree that I'm disabled, and I have a lot of evidence. Like I went to the mental hospital two different times, and there's notes and stuff that they can say because I went to the mental hospital when I was 16. Um, I went to mental hospital when I was 16, and I went to the mental hospital when I was 16 a second time. So I have those two instances, but I also have a number of character witnesses, longtime character witnesses of suicide attempts, suicidal ideation, not being able to attend school from crying at school and stuff like that. I mean, if they want to know, just ask my teacher. Hey, kids crying at school, kids hallucinating at school. Look at that big thing right there, you know. So you got character witnesses. You've got long time evidence of going to mental hospitals, going to psychiatrists, going to doctors being worried about me and this kind of stuff. A huge, like a proverbial fuck ton of evidence that my mental health is destroyed. So um, I'm pretty sure they're gonna give me the disability. Like it's pretty likely just because I have such a large body of evidence to give them. Um, and they tend to like sob stories over there, so I think I'll be all right. Jesus Christ, dude, you're set. Enjoy your money for real, dude. Yeah. I will try to enjoy it as much as I can. As I said, struggling to be alive. I don't want to be an asshole, but university is the best way to get a job that pays more and sucks less, and you can always move away. That is true, but also going to university would be a depression-inducing mess. Hey man, first time I've caught a stream from you. Just want to say thanks for sharing your thoughts. Yeah, I've never seen you comment before, I don't think, but I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoy my videos and hearing me say things. Is that a no profile picture? It looks like cubes from Portal. I believe that is what that is. Uh, this looks like the old profile pictures that YouTube used to have before they became cucks. Mm. Oh, I went on his channel and it appeared to be gone. Hmm. The oldest video on this guy's channel is from 3 years ago. Interesting. See, anyway, what was I talking about? I'm sure you'll survive, Star, but I can't imagine being okay living in poverty and not working. Chad worldview. Thank you. Chad. Um, but I've lived in poverty my whole life. I don't quite see an issue with it. Like when I was really young, I'm going back a little bit here, 10, 7, 8, 11, 12. I would go like multiple days. I would go multiple days sometimes without eating food. I got so used to it that I had a strategy. I would just lay in my room all the time in order to conserve energy. And as a way of conserving energy, I did this. But when I had to do enough physical moving, I would get so tired that I would be on the level of collapsing, ready to collapse from so little energy. So, I mean, if it got to the level where, like, couldn't eat for like a couple days. I mean, I'm like born on that shit. You know, I did that when I was a little kid. So doing that now, I don't see an issue. Um, I mean, I actually eat more now than I used to. Like, even on the days where like I eat like one meal a day, that's better than what I had when I was a toddler. You know, um, so I don't see a problem with it. Like my brain and my body is just trained to be able to deal with conditions that are like that. Um, but I think once I get the neat bucks, once I get the social security and all that, um, I should be able to I should, as long as I'm smart, I should be able to live relatively well. Like my aunt, what my plan is, and I mentioned something to this effect to her, is to get her to co-sign on a loan to just buy a really cheap home, like you know, a nice home, that's very cheap. Because in some places in the USA, if you're willing to live in the middle of nowhere, uh, like North Dakota or South Dakota or Montana or something, you can get incredibly cheap, uh, what's the word, homes, and end up paying for them on a per month basis less than you would pay for rent in just about any place in America. So that is the current idea. Neat bucks, become a homeowner, and so forth, all that. Um, is there another way to send you something? Rather not give to YouTube. There is my Patreon account if you want to send money. I really I don't tend to talk about my financial problems very much because I don't want to compel people to send money. But if you want to, there is Patreon. Um, Let's see, $5 from Sir Appleton says, "Do you actually get these, or am I throwing this into Susan's pockets? May as well do it since I'm talking about money that I have." Thank you. I think YouTube takes it's something like 20 or 30%. I don't remember. I've gotten super chats before that I got quite a bit from, so I don't know. Susan in quotations. Not sure how much YouTube takes from tips. Raymond Ramos says, "Goddamn, I haven't seen him before. I don't think." Um, well, too late, money to burn at. Star, make the Social Security Administration do their jobs. They tried to come after me for $400,000 of grandfather debt that my dad reported wrong on his disability. Grandfather debts are illegal in the private sector, by legal for the government because my sovereign immunity. You get your neat bucks, god damn it. Yeah, that's pretty messed up. Government makes mistakes like this. It's a bad thing. All right, good night. I gotta go do Chad things. Have fun. $40,000. I think I said that. What does this say? I don't. Oh, wait a minute. This is sleep, isn't it? Is this sleep or is this sleep or is this like a form of good night? Uh, Raymond Ramos said, "Buy some noodles or something. $10. Thank you." Yeah. Let me see. I know you can get like these giant packs of noodles. Like this is one thing I used to do is I would get them what is the word, in like a stockpile, like a box, like a full box of them that like stores are meant to put on their shelves, because when you buy them at that level, it basically means that per noodle package you're paying less. Per noodle package you're paying less, but you get a lot more food. So thank you for the $10. It's much appreciated. Very uh what is this? Oh shit, one thing, PSA. Everyone go to Humble Bumble. They have a Monogatari book bundle. It's all of the translated books so far for $20 up to Suki Monogatari. I think everyone buy it. All right, Pappy out. See you later. Um yeah, I like the Monogatari books. I don't type or comment a lot, but I watch most of your videos and I've seen some live streams. Thank you. It's always fascinating to me to see the people who just lurk on the videos, because I know that. Oh, what is YouTube doing? YouTube is like flashing and some kind of stuff. Um, okay. Um, my browser is like freaking out right now. I don't know what's going on. Is it cutting out? Is it cutting out for any of you? Yeah, my browser is like freaking out. One moment. I have to close some things. But I find people who, oh no, Pale Moon's not responding. Okay, I have to open up the comments. I have to open up the live chat on my phone because Pale Moon's freaking out. Um, this is what I get for being a PC user. Hmm. On the phone, on mobile, you don't have any issues like this. It just works. It just works. Um, oh boy, I see um, an ad on my own video on my phone. Okay, there it goes. But yeah, no, I always find the people who watch the streams or watch the videos who don't comment really interesting. Like they're the most interesting people because I get a bunch of views on my videos and streams, but when you don't see a comment or attach a username to who the person is, it feels almost like those views and likes aren't really real. Like they're not really people who are consuming the video. But when you see someone interact, it feels like it's like a real person. It's so cool. Um, let's see here. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. Star, what are your favorite web browsers? Well, obviously, I think the most efficient web browsers are like Firefox or whatever. Um, but I like Pale Moon a lot. Pale Moon is like my favorite. Um, let's see here. Opera Gang. Opera's okay. I used to use Opera, but Pale Moon is my favorite. It's very streamlined and efficient, and it has the vibe of early 2000s ish computing technology. And as you know me, I'm very obsessed with strange things like that. Hmm. Do, 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 do. I wonder how many people used to lurk my YouTube channel and then stopped watching my videos but never commented. There's got to be a number of them, right? I mean, stats on YouTube say that, but there's got to be, you know? It's very interesting. Hmm. I think I chose the perfect image for this stream. I was going to use a different picture that's just, whoa, holy shit. What? I just got an email on my phone. What the fuck? It says someone just sent me $100. Holy shit. I don't know who this person is. What's going on? What's going on here? Oh boy. I don't I I don't know how to react. This is like the second or third time this happened on a live stream. Oh boy. Do you know how much I Oh my god. Let me can I show this on the YouTube video? I can't read any of this, my guy. It's you're gonna have me real struggling with this. I can't read any of this. I don't know who Joseph Martin is, but thank you, whoever you are. Did they send it on PayPal? They sent it on Patreon. I get an email. I get an email whenever someone patrons. I'm not sure if I'll continue it in a month, but at least every month, but at least enjoy that. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm massively appreciative. I don't even know who you are. I've never seen you comment on my videos before, and just this invisible man, this man who I've never seen before, just shows up, and thank you. I really do. It's wow. See, if you go to my let me just show you. Let me be a Chad right here and show you my display capture. Yeah, display capture right there. You go to my Patreon. This is what it says. $191 a month. Yeah, it really is. It's amazing. Like this is more than a lot of people who are above my YouTube size make. This is very cool. Good work. I didn't do anything. It's this kind charitable man in here. It was all him. So thank you to to OX two uh, two 404. Very good man. How do you know all this Japanese just off the top of your head, Sir Appleton? How long have you been doing this? This is so cool, man. Hmm. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. I've been studying Japanese for a year. Very impressive to get to the level that you're at after a year. I mean, I know that AJAT people say that you can get to that level in a year, but it's very cool. Hmm. See, I got so much money on Patreon. I'm fixing to pass a kidney stone out of excitement. Hmm. I was actually going to go to school in Japan, but I pussied out. Do it, man. Do it. Lol, that was actually phrased for ox. I phrased it weirdly. Yeah, that's very good man on his part. I will become a follower, a subscriber of Great Man Theory just so I can praise that guy. Did anyone friend me? Hmm. Apparently C sent me a message a while ago and I didn't see it. Hmm. I don't age at. I think age at is a meme, honestly. When I almost suicided as a kid, they gave me an IQ test and told me I have a gift for language, so I ran with it. I do not think age at is a meme. I think age at is really helpful. It was for me when I was studying it. But nowadays, a lot of what I learned I've forgotten. Um, I but I was doing really well when I was age adding, and there's a large contingent of people who feel the same way. I mean, there wouldn't be an entire community surrounding it otherwise. So uh, let's see. Hmm. But that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. That I mean, IQ tests are a meme, but that's pretty amazing that that right at the brink, right when things were going to end, you had the stroke of luck. Hmm. Oh boy, I remember seeing this like weird theory that geniuses suffer more. I don't buy it, but there's a big contingent of people who believe that if you're very smart, you're just inherently going to suffer more. Um, I think there's often suffering caused by people who are smarter or who introspect a lot, but like it, making such a broad sweeping statement like that is too much to me. Hmm. 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 I don't think I have anything else to say today. Really, massive thanks. Massive thanks goes out to 0x2404. That's absolutely amazing. Absolute mad lad. Thank you very much, and thank you to Sir Appleton for the five and Raymond. What was his name? I need to check. Raymond Ramos. Raymond Ramos for the $10. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Um, if I recall, it's because they have more conscious than what they're doing is pointless or that things are harder than perceived. So that's why smarter people suffer more. That makes sense. No, I would generally tend to agree with that. Would you sing for us? What song do you want me to sing? Um, do you have Discord, dude? If you ever need someone to vent to about anything, um, uh, I can lend an open ear. Yeah, I do. I can send you my Discord in the chat here. Let me just type it out. Here it goes. I think. Let me make sure that this number is right because I'm not sure if it's correct or not. I have to go to. I have to become an MI6 undercover. Wait, let's see where. Okay, yeah. So it's 7544. Yeah. So that's my Discord right there. Um, no, I really appreciate that, man. The kindness is immense. But Patty Zam, what song do you want me to sing? If you can give me a song, I can sing it. Sing Kamzus Todd. Do I even know? I've listened to Kamzus Todd so many times. I might have to pull up the lyrics just to make sure I don't mess up, though. That'll be a fun one. I like Kamzus Todd. Take Me to Church by Hoitzer. I haven't listened to that song in a very long time. And plus a lot of the vocal ranges are really hard. Or should I? Okay, let's make it a sing along. How about this? We'll do a sing along to Kamzus Todd. What does this sound? Let me test the audio levels. Okay. Let's see here. So much instrumental in this song. And when is the song going to start? Do I have to go to a different version? Are they coming up? I don't remember the intro being this long. I know I've let you down. I've been a fool to myself. I thought that I could live for no one else. But now, through all the hurt and pain, it's time for me to respect the ones who love me more than anything. So with sadness in my heart, feel the best thing I can do is end it all and leave forever. What's done is done, it feels so bad. What once was happy now is sad. I'll never love again, my world is ending. I wish that I could turn back time, 'cause now the guilt is all mine. Can't live without the trust from those you love. I know we can't forget the past. You can't forget love and pride. Because of that, it's killing me inside. It all returns to nothing. It all comes tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down. It all returns to nothing. I just keep letting me down, letting me down, letting me down. In my heart of hearts, I know that I could never love again. I've lost everything, everything. Everything that matters to me matters in this world. I haven't sung in so long. I wish that I could turn back time, 'cause now the guilt is all mine. Can't live without the trust from those you love. I wish we can't forget the past. You can't forget love and pride. Because of that, it's killing me inside. It all returns to nothing. It all keeps tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down. It all returns to nothing. I just keep letting me down, letting me down, letting me down. just keeps tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down. All returns to nothing. I just keep letting me down, letting me down, letting me down. Oh boy, this is hard. Oh dear, I need water. Okay, I think, is this the moment in which I've been reserved to stop? I can't keep doing it, man. My voice hurts. This is bad. Yeah, as you can see, I have a really bad singing voice. And so singing is hard. I'm not very good at it, as you can see. Singing's hard. It's very hard to sing. I don't like it. I don't like singing. It's very hard. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. I was going to learn German before Japanese because my dad is German, but I didn't have the motivation. Yeah, maybe do it now. You're a regular at an Axer's Powers meeting. I mean, he has a gift for languages, so he could do German and Italian next. It's perfect. Singing, heck yeah, heck yeah. Patty Sam says, brilliant. Lol, I never thought of it like that. It's really just a coincidence. Clapping along adds to the quality. I'm glad you thought so. Should I try singing Take Me to Church? I'm going to copyright claim if I sing Take Me to Church. I want to monetize this stream, goddammit. Yeah, so thank you to everyone for coming out, and now is the time. You can't pass. Wait, no. I'll never love again. My world is ending at this moment in time. This is an outro, by the way. You want a slideshow? Could do a slideshow. Good night, all.